I've done a full overview of both the sensor and the overview of the hub, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about all the ins and outs of that. I'm really just going to focus on what we can gather from today's ride. Today's ride was just 2x10, and there was no real power variation. It was just, can I hold the same position looking at the computer and not looking at the computer. So a lot of the information that we can get from the hub just isn't valuable for today's ride. We can look at the analytics tab and you can definitely see where the two intervals were, but because there's no real heart rate variation or power change or anything like that, it's just not a valuable thing for what we're looking at. What we're going to do is look at the actual laps tab, and you can see the two 10-minute intervals here, and like you can see during the ride data that we talked about before, when I was looking at the Garmin the entire time, the average body angle was 11.4 and the average estimated CDA was 0.183. And power was a little bit lower, so that was right around 220, which is where I was supposed to be. Is just an hour easy in the 220 recovery zone for me. And then when we do the second one, we can see that I was a little bit better body angle wise. I was 11.0 versus 11.4. And so that means that the estimated CDA was 0.182 versus 0.183. And power was actually a little bit higher, which isn't that surprising, I guess. But my feel was for 220 was more like 235. So yeah, I mean, that's not that alarming. Obviously, I would love for my feel to be right on, but yeah, that's me being a little bit type A. But yeah, we can scroll down and look at what percentage of time that I spent in the TT ideal position. And for this, it was 100% for the second interval. If we look at during the warm-up, you can see that it obviously breaks it up a lot more. I spend a little bit of time in the bars, mostly when I was playing on the phone, and then sat some time on the hoods and a little bit of time standing and things like that. But so that's really what we can see from today's ride. Again, I could have just ticked over the pedals for 60 minutes, but as a coach, as an athlete, I really like to key in with efficiency and using the time as good as you possibly can. So I can use all the tools that I have available to do that without changing the physiological effect that I wanted from the ride. I wanted an easy recovery ride, but I was able to use the Darefore to allow me to work on aero efficiency, aero position, and really dialing that in at the same time. So two birds with one stone.